Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy into it or sell out of it. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you are definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance and this channel. And just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and get 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. And also, just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is June 17th, 2021. It is a Thursday, and you can see here the S&P 500 is pretty much flat on the day. It's down 0.01%. The Dow Jones is down over 0.5% at 0.68%, and the NASDAQ is actually up today after the Fed came out yesterday and spoke saying they weren't going to raise rates anytime soon. So it is rallying right now, up almost 1% at 0.91%. Okay. So I just wanted to get into the video or the stock we were going to take a look at today. I had a request from a viewer to take a look at Riot Blockchain, and you know, this is a pretty crazy stock for the past couple months that to be into here. You could see from the chart that it's been on a wild ride these past couple months, and we're going to go over their chart right now. Just to start off, Riot Blockchain is currently trading at $33 and around 83 cents at the time of this recording. They are down 1.08% today, which is the equivalent of about 37 cents. And in the past week, they are actually having a pretty good week, up around 8.5%. In the past month, they have really been doing good. They're up 32.5%. And in the past 3 months, though, even though they've been up 32.5% the past month, in the past 3 months, they're still down almost 40% at 38.27% right now. Okay, but in the past year here, you could see they've really been doing good. They're up over 1,300%. So this stock has really been on a wild ride. You could see here they hit a 52-week high of almost $80 at $79.50. And that happened on February 17th earlier this year. And that was right when the correction started to happen in the NASDAQ. And you could see here, you know, this stock looks a little different than most of the NASDAQ stocks that went through the correction here, because it did drop right when the correction started. And it went back up in the middle of actually March here. And you didn't see that with a lot of these other NASDAQ stocks. You saw just a steady decline usually. But this one, it's different because it follows crypto. You know, it is a mining company, a crypto mining company. So this follows crypto closely, like Bitcoin and all that. So you could see here that they did have a rally in March here. And also in April, right around this time, you could see right when Bitcoin was hitting its all-time highs, that's when this one also, you know, tried to get back up to its all-time highs. But then you could see after this is when Bitcoin started to sell off. It went from about $63,000 to around $30,000 in a couple days, actually, you know, in a matter of a week or two. You saw Bitcoin fall that much, and it was not good for this stock also, since it follows Bitcoin closely. You could see after it hit those all-time highs, Bitcoin, right around this area in the middle of April, you saw a huge sell-off in the stock as crypto continued to sink. So just looking at our chart here, you could see we had support around $60.95. That will act as resistance moving forward here. We lost that, you know, immediately after hitting our all-time highs. We didn't really have much consolidation on the way up here. So if you see this on a chart right here, a lot of gaps going up between these candles, like in this area here, right in here, right in here. When you see that those spaced out like that and not any consolidation like you had down here on the way up, you know you're going to get a fall after that. And you know, it's wise to take profit when you see a stock that you're in going up like this and leaving a lot of gaps behind, because you know those gaps are eventually going to get filled in when this thing falls and comes back down. So, you know, if you're in a stock that looks like this on the way up here, it's making a lot of gaps and there's no consolidation on the way up, well, you know that you need to sell once it gets close to the top, or what you think is the top, because you know that those gaps are going to get filled in and the consolidation needs to happen for this stock to move back up to those highs. So keep an eye on that. If you're in a stock that looks like this on the way up and you don't know whether to sell or not, I would definitely recommend, you know, taking some profit if you're in a stock that looks like this on the way up here. Okay, so let's take a look at our next support here. You could see we dropped all the way down to around 30, right here is $33.54. Right around this area, around $33.50 is where our next support is, and that's currently where we're trading at right about now. So you could see we're right at support. This was acting as resistance up here, and now we have broken through that resistance, and we are currently trading right around our support area here. Okay, and we did see this drop all the way down to our lower support area, which is around $21 right here, and you could see it hit off there right off that support, came down, and you know, it took a nice bounce off there, and you could see that's exactly where our 200-day moving average is. If I get rid of my trend, you could see my trend line here, it in the white, which is our uptrend. It follows our 200-day moving average very closely here, so that's why I drew that in. But if I get rid of that, you could see we went all the way down to our 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and once it hit that 200-day moving average, we had a nice strong bounce off of that, and we are recovering nicely. We've actually, as I zoom in here, we recovered our 21-day moving average, which is this light blue line, our 30-day moving average, which is the one in the green here, and our 50-day moving average also is acting, we haven't recovered that yet, but that's acting as resistance moving forward. But we also, I added in an 8-day moving average here in the white, and you could see that's been carrying us up all the way to our 50-day moving average, which is acting as resistance right now. So, you know, keep an eye on this. If it falls below that 8-day moving average on the daily chart, you can know, you'll be able to tell that it might be reversing and heading back down to make a newer low. So just watch out for that. That's a good indicator to have on your chart, is this 8-day moving average, especially when it's rallying like this. So I'm just going to switch over to our weekly chart here, see what we could find here, and you could see you know, we just recovered our 30-day moving average. That was acting as resistance in these past about 4 to 5 weeks here since we bottomed out and made that low. Our 50-day moving average acted as support on our weekly chart here, so that will be support moving forward. And our 30-day moving average was acting as resistance. You could see we just broke through that this week, and we are currently trading above that on the weekly chart, so keep an eye on that. If we fall back below there, that will act as resistance moving forward. But for now, it looks like we're holding above there for this week and holding above our support line right here, around $33.50. So we'll watch that, make sure it stays above our support and our 30-day moving average, okay? And it looks like our next resistance here would be the 21-day moving average moving forward, which is this light blue line right here where my mouse is. Okay, you can see it's acting as resistance for this week. So also, I'm going to switch back over. Actually, we'll take a look at our 4-hour chart, see what we could find there. And it looks like we have recovered all moving averages except for our 8-day and our 200-day. We are currently below those two, but all other ones we are above. And I wanted to point out on the daily chart here, you could see this downtrend we have been in, which I have marked here in the red, and we have not been able to get above this downtrend line right here, this red line, and close above that line since we made these all-time highs here. Okay, so this will be very important to break above here. And you can see it pretty much follows my 50-day moving average here in the dark blue on our daily chart. So just keep an eye on that for a breakout. If you see this thing pop above this trend line here and close the day above there or above our 50-day moving average, you know, I would really probably go off the 50-day moving average, but also I would have this trend line on your chart too, just to make sure that we get above there, because you could see we've touched off this line a bunch of times and we've gotten rejected off of here. And even recently in the past couple days we hit off there and it got rejected down. So watch this trend line here, and if we get a close above there, you know, we could see this thing break out to the upside pretty strongly. And we also have a gap right here, right outside of our trend line here, that needs to be filled in between $39.11 to $39.32. So we'll keep an eye on that, because that needs to be filled also. So I would expect this thing to break out soon and make a move towards the upside. Let me just draw my trend line back here, my uptrend line that followed my 200-day moving average, and I'll get that back on my chart here so we could see how much time we have for this to make a move here. You could see these two trend lines intersect right around the middle of July here. It looks like July 13th or 14th. You could see it's going to have to make a move either way, either continue to follow this downtrend or continue to follow this white line, which is our uptrend. So we definitely have until then, the 14th of July there. But I think it's going to make a move earlier, and I'm thinking, you know, we'll keep a close eye on this in the next week or two and see what it does. If it could get above this red line here, this trend line, that would be a very bullish sign. But again, you know, this follows Bitcoin and crypto, you know, closely. So it's all going to come down to what Bitcoin does and what other cryptos do for this to make that move to the upside. So keep an eye on crypto if you're in this stock and you're expecting a breakout. Keep an eye on what crypto does. And if crypto breaks out, I would expect to see this thing do the same thing here, okay? And, you know, that's really all there is to say about this one. You know, for those that got in on the top here and you're looking... you're trying to figure out if this is going to go back up, I would expect it to go back up. You could see we did fill in some consolidation that we missed on the way up in this area right here. So I would expect this to get above or stay above this support line right here, break out of this trend, and hopefully do some consolidation in this area right here. You could see on the way down it did consolidate over here in this area. But we would still like to see some more consolidation up here before it moved back to the upside. So I would expect to see that as we are above our support line. Hopefully we could hold that. We'll see in the next couple days here if we hold the support line, which is at right here, $33.50, like I said. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the 50-day moving average and our trend line here for the upside breakout. Okay, so that's about all I have to say about this one. Again, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.